What up, faithful? Welcome back. I'm back. We back. It's Stay Faithful
That's
podcast.
right. Ty's back.
Oh, that's right.
He's off of IR now.
That's right.
Know, he's like,
put me in the game, coach.
Well,
David,
some
how you doing?
49er news has actually happened, Ty. It's still in the dead zone, but
yeah. We actually had some
real
activity.
Combine happened, and the list of prospects the Niners have met with is so long. I don't know if you know. I mean, they've met with some top guys though, like Walter Nolan, Mason Greer. I mean,
as they should.
They've met with a bunch of guys, and it's. You never know what they're thinking, folks.
You never know. Well, what direction they're going to go in. Never know, but it's good to see them.
We all were like, O-line's definitely in need, and they take a wide receiver.
Yep.
So,
But we kind of see why. We see why. We see the long-term plan.
See why.
You see that? They were thinking
so
long
let's get
term.
Into that. All kinds of people went live the second the news broke, and shout out to all my peoples. You guys are all great. Okay, I love everybody, but come on, man, we knew it was going to happen.
The writing was on. We knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when. That's all it was. It was just a matter of when.
That's exactly it. What's up, Papa J?
What up, Papa J?
And the compensation, I honestly thought we'd be lucky to get a 6th-round pick, 7th round. I thought that's the area we were looking at. We got a 5th, so a little better than I thought we'd get.
Yep. Well, it's the 5th, and the fact that Washington, of course, we're talking about the trading of Deebo Samuel to the Commanders. The fact we got a 5th for him, and that they are going to take on his full contract. We won't have to pay a dime.
Yeah,
right.
That has a lot to do with the fact that we got a 5th.
Exactly.
And at this point, it's see you, Deebo.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Thanks for what you did do for us. But it's just time we part ways.
Love you. Appreciate you. Yeah. And I'm sure the feeling was mutual. And Deebo, within the past hour, I think, put out a tweet saying, it's all love between John and Kyle. It's just time for them to move on, which happens. It happens in everyday life, happens in relationships. It happens, with people in their everyday workplace. Sometimes it's just time to do something different, go somewhere else. So that's what it's about.
I'm not necessarily into the high drama, so it's kind of like when I'm dating, I'll break up with a chick that's high drama because it's just like sorry, I'm just not all about that.
Yeah,
but Deebo did help us get to the Super Bowl. He was part of the team
twice,
right?
Yeah,
yes, twice. So good luck to you in Washington, but not too much luck because you are still in the NFC.
Exactly. Yeah, you are still in competition. That's the only thing that was kind of shocking to me, that they did trade him within the NFC. I'm not shocked that Washington wanted him. We discussed this last time we spoke of where would Deebo go, and we said it would take a team that already has a number 1 wide receiver, and Washington has that in Terry McLaurin.
Yep.
And an offensive play caller who's creative, who will be able to use Deebo in a lot of ways. And they have that in Cliff Kingsbury. Kingsbury was a terrible head coach, but he's a very good offensive coordinator. So Deebo's a fit there. They'll be able to use him in certain ways and make some things happen. So, I'm sure he's happy with it.
Yes. Yes. And that it's like the Niners gave him permission to seek a trade, and they let him seek a trade. And then they're like, all right, well, for who knows? Maybe the Niners even said, we'll take a 5th if you take his contract.
Yeah. And that's part of the negotiations. Yeah. That's part of.
We didn't have a 5th-round pick, though.
Yeah.
So that might have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
We do good in the 5th round, but we didn't have a good 5th round. We didn't have a 5th round pick.
Right. And the contract piece is always a part of it. And we see this every year. Sometimes, the team trading away the player will have to pay a portion of the contract, and a team that accepts him pays one portion or something like that. They work it out. They negotiate it. That's part of the whole trade process. So, sure, the Niners just wanted him off the books completely, which is smart, right? Like, hey, if you're getting the player, you got to take the contract too. So it works out definitely for us. And Washington gets another, weapon that they can use to help out Jaden Daniels, who's,
Well, I was kind of disappointed. Now, I was honestly kind of disappointed that they didn't say, "Hey, we'll give you Luke McCaffrey for Debo." I was kind of disappointed.
They probably like young Luke,
I'm willing to bet they do.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, the Niners have met with all kinds of rookies. They met with Mimbu, Mimbu, the guy that did a vertical jump and now he's on the A list. Him and what's his name? The other tackle, Williams, is that his name?
No clue. I didn't watch the combine at all.
They're on a very short list though for vertical jump. And Tristan Wirfs and Trent Williams are the other two guys on that list.
Okay. I did see a list with those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Being on a list with those guys is pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily into combine workout. It's, watching tape on the guy, and he's pretty good.
Okay.
But he ran a 4.9140.
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane for a guy that's been reported to be 324 or 332. That's insane. Someone's knocking on my door, Todd. Be right back.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So he ran a quick 40. I'm still trying to find out how that helps in pass protection. I mean, he has quick feet, right? So maybe that's what it is. Who knows? But it was good to see, we have an early high pick. So it's good to see the 49ers meet and scout these guys who will be available early in the draft. And hopefully they hit on them. I think Dave is back.
Where is Darth Vader? I'm going to have to check on that. Did you see Darth Vader right there? I didn't see Darth Vader.
Nope. But shouldn't he be hanging out somewhere in space?
Well, he should be he should be my audio avatar.
Nope, he's not there though.
Maybe that's because I don't have him downloaded on this computer. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to have to
Jay says, how many picks do the 49ers actually have this year? Currently, they are at 11. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, currently 11 with the pick from Debo. Yeah. A lot of places are projecting us to have an extra compensatory pick, I guess.
Yeah.
But
should be an extra comp pick coming. But as of right now, today, Monday, March 3rd at 8:11 p.m. Eastern, we have 11 draft picks in the 2025 draft. So,
and I mean, what I honestly look at it like we could use 11 young players, but not saying they're all going to make the roster.
Yeah, but it's good to draft and get that young depth in there. Like
it really is. You got to. If you build your team through the draft, then typically longevity comes around, right? And that's our team was good up into minus 2020. Team was good up, and then last year happened.
Yeah, well, the 2020 and last year were kind of repeat seasons of each other. I mean, this regime did build this team through the draft. They added a couple of free agents in here and there, but the core of the team was built through the draft.
So
they continue to do that.
We're coming up on some days, aren't we? Like, isn't that close to time for the for the franchise tags to be put on? It's like between tomorrow and what?
It's like the weekend. They only have a few days to do it. But what's up, the Red Jet Shell? Good to see you. Yeah, it's only a few days that they get to do it and apply it. But that's, in discussing, what are John Lynch's next moves? The Debo trade happened. Did some scouting. Franchise tag would be next. But that's not something we typically do. We don't franchise guys. And I think that's because, John Lynch being a former player, he's kind of not into it. I don't think he likes it.
It's because it makes players mad. Oh, well, you franchising me, not me coming free agent. It's like,
or not signing me to a long-term contract, right?
I mean, the only guy they've ever franchised is Robbie Gould.
Yeah, but then after that, he quickly signed an extension.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to see John Lynch do something ruthless. Now, let's talk about that for a second.
Uh-huh.
So the Commanders and 49ers have agreed to terms.
Yes.
The trade hasn't happened yet.
Yep. It's not official.
So now anybody else that's interested in Debo could possibly call up Lynch and be like, bro, we'll take the contract to give you a fourth.
Yeah. Someone could up the ante.
Yeah, this could happen, And I wouldn't be opposed to, the 49ers saying, all right, well, we're not trading you to the Commanders, we're trading you here.
Uh-huh.
But that would be like the single most ruthless thing I've ever seen John Lynch do.
Yeah.
It's just, I've never seen him be ruthless, like.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to see that he has it in him. I'll say that.
They said it's not going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it would happen either. Simply because, John's kind of an honorable guy, likes to work things out with people, make friends, not enemies. He and Adam Peters are tight like that. So it's not something that would happen. But who knows? And what's up to Jess, by the way? What's up, Jess? What's up, Jason? I see you out there. It's a loafer faithful. Yeah. But the franchise tag is actually due tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern.
I thought March 4th was like a big day there, and that makes it a big day.
It's tomorrow.
So we'll hear 4 p.m. Eastern, which is pretty much like 2 p.m. my time.
Yep, 2 p.m. your time.
So by 2 p.m. we'll find out if Drew Dahlman's a free agent or if Atlanta.
If they
still my free agent, he's been my free agent crush since about 3/4 of the season. I'm sure you've heard me say his name quite a few times. It's like when I knew the season was over, I started looking free agents. Who's available? Ooh, I said.
Yep. He's there. Atlanta, Atlanta's actually behind the 8 ball in cap space, and somebody put out a statement that they're expecting them to lose him because they wouldn't be able to afford him. So I think he will be hitting the market. And just remember, free agent negotiations actually start next week, next Monday, March 10th.
The legal tampering. Yes. Legal tampering.
Yep.
So that means if we're signing Dre Greenlaw and he's staying around, it's going to happen by March 10th.
Yeah. But isn't there a loophole? You can re-sign your own players before then?
We can 100%. That's how we got Ben.
We can re-sign. Yeah, we can re-sign him before then. So
that's what I'm saying is if he's staying, definitely we're going to have him signed by then.
Right.
If he hits free agency, there is no guarantee.
Yeah, and they said they wanted to, try to get something done before he hits free agency. So this week could be a telling week. But once again, Dre may want to test those waters. And, we know how these things go. People are probably already talking to his agent, pull them into a back room at the combine. Like, hey, man, we're interested in your client. We're willing to work something out, So I don't know. I think he's going to be tough. But if they do it, they pull it off. Hallelujah. I'd be happy with that.
And if we end up losing him, there are some decent free agent linebackers. Like there's a guy Salah's familiar with, Jermaine Sherwood from the Jets.
But hold on. Do we go free agent or do we go youth? As in our youth? What's in the building?
Now that's an excellent question. D. Winters, I like D. Winters. He's fast, sideline to sideline.
Yep. He brings the thunder.
He's constantly banged up. Every game, he is constantly banged up
from throwing his body around. Yeah,
didn't see a lot of Tatum Bethune. We saw Tatum Bethune in preseason.
He got banged up.
Yeah,
so he was out for a stretch, and
yes, he was.
He unfortunately was part of that rookie thing where they just don't play the rookie.
They didn't play him. Curtis Robinson, the knee injury,
right?
Do we actually know how bad it is? Could we get him back before midseason? We don't know.
Apparently, it was a clean ACL, and he should be back and ready by camp.
Okay.
Because remember, it happened early in preseason, so he should be back and running around for training camp. So,
and then there's always that prospect of getting the guy in the draft too, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of picks. I'm sure we're not going to spend them all in the trenches. So
I wouldn't be opposed to 11 trench players. That'd be a lot of competition.
That's a hell of a lot of competition. I mean, we normally keep 10 defensive linemen on the roster anyway. Why not?
True. That's true.
Why not have the depth? Yeah.
Well, in the mock drafts I do, it's actually been kind of common that I take at least one interior defensive lineman and an edge. A lot of them I'm taking 2 interior defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Now it's my thing. I want interior pass rush. I want guys in the middle that are effective.
Yeah.
A lot of folks want Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa. Now, if the Chargers cut him, I could see him coming to us on a 1-year, not expensive contract. I could see this happening. But Max Crosby, Pete Carroll ain't going to get rid of him, dude.
No. Pete's all about the defense anyway. He ain't.
The Browns have actually stated they're not trading Myles Garrett. They've actually said that. But then again, so did the Seahawks about Russell Wilson right before they traded him.
Yeah. But the difference is Russell was on the decline. His play was not as good. So they were like, maybe we should get rid of him. The old Bill Belichick, the old Bill Walsh approach. Get rid of him a year early, then a year late. So it worked out. Yeah. Jason says, hell to the nizzle on Joey. He hardly ever plays. Talk about a guy who gets injured a lot. He is one of them. Yeah.
He's definitely that's why I said a 1-year cheap deal, man. That's why I said it that way.
Them Bosas don't come cheap.
Wouldn't be willing to throw more than $7 million at the guy myself.
Yeah, them Bosas don't come cheap. They want you to overpay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the truth. But, but when it comes to edges, we still have Leonard Floyd. He got 8.5 sacks. All kinds of people were saying, oh, where's he at? He got 8.5 sacks, folks. He normally gets about 8 to 10 sacks.
Yep. He did his thing. And I think he was overplayed.
Exactly it.
He was.
And then, Yetur Gross-Matos, he got what, 4 sacks in very limited time. He didn't have a full season.
Nope. Because he got nicked up early.
Yep. And right now those 3 guys are under contract. Robert Beal Jr. is under contract. I don't think we saw a lot out of him.
Yep.
And then we also have this one guy coming back from an injury, Drake Jackson. Which
Well,
I've heard
if
reports
he
that
comes
he's
back.
never going to play again. This, that. I have no idea.
Of the knee injuries to suffer, he suffered the worst kind. You know, the one that ends careers for players because it's just tough as hell to come back from. You know, especially for a guy like him that has to bend low, get leverage, cut that edge, etc. It's hard to be explosive on that thing. So who knows? You know, some guys heal differently. He could be one of those miracle healer guys and come back. I hope so. I really like him, but you never know. So the writing's on the wall. Come OTAs and training camp, it'll be very telling as to where he is.
And you know, interior wise, who do we got here? We got Malik Collins. He's a good pass rusher.
I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily a great run defender, but a good pass rusher. You have Evan Anderson, the big fella, which undrafted rookie free agent last year, and he actually came a long way in the second half of the season.
Yes, he did.
So that kid's got upside. I like him.
Yep, and he's big. I like him.
Then you kind of go to the Jordan Elliott, and you know, he didn't necessarily play the run as good as I thought he would. I'll say that right now.
I thought he'd be more of a stuffer as well. So right now I'm looking at him as more just rotational piece. You know how Robert Saleh and Chris Kasarik really loves to have that line rotated. And I think they'll get back to more of that this season. He will definitely not be a starter. I think just be that rotational piece.
But and Kalia Davis is also still under contract, but he hasn't lived up to that. He would have been a first-round pick if he didn't get hurt. He hasn't lived up to that.
Yeah, he's flashed here and there when he's gotten on the field, but he doesn't get on the field very much. He's one of those guys that's stuck way in the depth chart.
It's a big reason why, I'm looking at guys like Jeffrey Simmons from the Titans. Although they have cap space, they could sign him to a monster contract.
They got a lot of cap space.
The Patriots have a guy, and his name starts with a B. I always have problems remembering it. But I was looking over his career numbers, and it's like, dang, dude, this guy's not bad, you know. But they also have a lot of cap space, so let's be realistic about getting him.
A lot of cap space.
So, you know, it's like I want to get legitimate threat from the interior. You know, a guy that can play the run and pass rush, though. It should be high on our list for needs. Other than, you know, offensive line should be higher, but we all know how they think about that.
Although that might change. That might change this year.
We'll find out when free agency and the draft hits, right?
Yeah. You know, one thing, I was listening to John Lynch's interviews, and one thing he said that was very telling when he was talking about, you know, the Super Bowl. He was like, yeah, you got to get younger and you got to have a pass rush and all that good stuff. And he was like, you know, and looking back at our Super Bowl, we kind of had that. We gave them fits too. They couldn't sustain it, meaning the pass rush. And he said, and that's probably because we didn't have the lead that they had. So he's getting it. Our offense needs to score. Our quarterback needs to be protected. The rushing lanes need to be opened more. We need to be able to move the ball and put points on the board so that the defense can once again pin their ears back and, you know, tee off on offenses.
Oh, wow. And, you know, if you look at it like...
What's up, Kenny?
Yeah, what's good, Kenny? But Brock needs more than 2 seconds to, you know, get the ball out. Like, sometimes Kyle's offense, it's complicated. It takes a second for the play to develop.
Yeah.
You know? And he needs guys in front of him that can let the play develop and let him get the ball out, which is what, 2.75 seconds.
Yeah.
So all I'm asking for is half to 3/4 of a second longer. That's all I'm asking for. And if you have Jake Brindle up the middle, that's not going to happen.
Well, we all know
maybe
an upgrade needs.
guy.
We all know an upgrade needs to happen there. What that upgrade will be, who knows?
That's exactly it. We got Hennessy, and he was in Atlanta behind Drew Dahlman.
Yep.
Oh, I would love to see us sign Drew Dahlman, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, like we just said, there are a lot of teams with a lot of cap money, a lot of cap space, a lot of money to spend. That's out there, and when I look at teams that need a center, the Chargers, the Titans, the Giants, the Packers, the Rams, they all have more money than the 49ers do right now. Now, not saying they're going to spend all that on a center, but
the Seahawks need a center too, but they're kind of
they got cap problems. So I'm not even counting them. And, good for them for having cap problems. And I know you can manipulate things and move money around and all that and clear up space. But they don't have they can't maneuver enough to sign a big free agent.
And that's a good problem for us,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. More power to them. Way to go, Seahawks.
But, I just look at it like if the Niners are going to do anything in free agency, anything, a center would be nice.
Yeah. But every year they like to make that one big signing. That's hopefully the key piece at a position to solidify something. I believe this year the focus is on center to once again, make sure Kyle's offense is running right. Center is a key part of that. And we see that it's been missing the past couple of years.
And, Dahlman's 26. Brock Purdy's what, 25?
Yep. Same age. They could be together for a long time.
That's exactly it,
Yep.
You got A.G. Brindle, and Brindle was a career backup before coming here.
Yep.
Didn't do bad like the last half of the first season he was starting, and the season after that he was mid. I'm not going to say he was terrible, but he was mid.
Yeah.
This last season though, it was like he regressed.
Yeah. He had a very down year. For someone who's just average to begin with, for him to have a down year, it can't happen.
No.
Right?
No,
you can't go below average. Like, you stay where you are or elevate. But once you go below, it's like, okay, we got to start looking elsewhere. And that's why we're hoping, John Feliciano could come back during the season at some point and maybe take over at center, because Jake wasn't doing very well. But unfortunately, he never made it back from his injury.
He actually retired, I believe.
And has retired, yes. So we will not be seeing him at all. So as another offensive lineman we need to replace.
That's exactly it. Aaron Banks is a free agent.
Yep. And I
Jake
believe the writing's on the wall. They're not bringing him back
until the end of 2026. I think is what I read. I was like, you got to be kidding.
Really? That long? I thought it was this year.
That's what I thought too. But I read that and I was like, I don't know if that's correct. But either way, they signed Hennessy. He's under contract for next year. He's a center.
Yeah.
We have Nick Zakel, who's also had time at center in practice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he was actually a tackle in college. I think he was kind of all over the place in college.
Yeah.
Then we have Nugent, the Michigan center from last year, the undrafted free agent that was on our practice squad.
Gotcha. Thanks a lot, Kenny. Appreciate you. Just real quick on Jake Brendel, he is re-signed through 2026. None of his salary is guaranteed over the next two seasons, though. But he is under contract for the next 2 seasons.
Now, Kenny, YouTube will unsub people from channels. Okay. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you hit the notification bell, it won't happen. So make sure you hit that. I've been looking into it because it like unsubbed me from my mechanic in Florida a couple years ago. I was like, what the heck? And I figured out that I forgot to hit the notification bell.
Oh, that's the secret. Okay. I gotta start doing that.
Keeps it from happening. That's what I know. Yeah. You know.
Because I've noticed a couple of channels and I'm like, wait a minute, did I unclick it by mistake? Like when I was on my phone or something, you can misclick. Nope. But like, how am I not subscribed to this? And okay.
Tommy Huxley, that's right, buddy. It'll do it to you.
What's up, Tommy? Stupid YouTube.
But it's like Debo, that's a done situation until we hear about something else happening, or maybe some team making a better offer, and then all of a sudden but I don't think that's going to happen because he wants to go to the Commanders, and John Lynch is going to let that happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's why the ladies love you, Kenny.
Dang. You need to get you some yoga pants like the ones I got.
But yeah, I agree with you. They'll honor that. John Lynch, he's an honorable guy. We saw this a few years ago with Jeff Wilson Jr. Remember, they wanted to trade him. He was in the final year, and he wanted to go somewhere where he would be comfortable. So they worked out the trade for him to go to Miami with Mike McDaniels, and he would be comfortable there. That's the kind of guy, John Lynch is.
And that's true. That's true,
Mm-hmm.
And
what's up, Rob D?
I'm just 100% hoping that we do something with the O-line, buddy. That's
we have something. We have to. We all, we've seen it, so they have to see it. Like the O-line, they can perform, they can do things. Kyle can mask things for them. But if we really want to take that next step, we have to upgrade along the offensive line.
Yes.
We have to.
I mean, like McKivitz, he's not terrible. Mm-hmm. He's not great.
Right.
He's
exactly. Exactly.
That's right what you're going to get out of him. You can count on you're going to get.
Yeah. and we've talked about him. We know what his deficiency is. When those speed guys line up across from him, we got to hope and pray Brock gets the ball out quick, right? Or he gets some help, because it's going to be trouble.
Throw the fullback over there to chip the guy.
Or
make him turn back into McKivitz.
Yeah, you got to throw Kittle over there for a chip or something. Yeah. But then that takes away from the offense. So it's like, if we could get a guy who can handle the speed rushers, the power rushers, etc., more power to us. Now we don't have to worry about it.
So Kenny just brought up something in the chat. Mm-hmm. So this is something I've been looking at a lot. Like, Mike McGlinchey did have a good year.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think Chris Forrester is not that good of an offensive line coach.
It could be coaching.
That's what I'm starting to think here. Because why are Denver fans thanking us for him? It's like, and he's promoted to assistant head coach, and we all know what happened to Brandon Staley, the last one. So it's like a ticking time bomb, that position. I don't necessarily wish the worst on Chris Forrester. He's been with us a long time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Good guy, good coach.
But
you know.
but it comes a certain point in time where you gotta upgrade your offensive line coach too.
Yeah.
To help things out.
Well, what was the first moves this offseason? It was upgrading the coaching staff.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
so
100%.
That's in the game plan. And if the O-line needs an upgrade in coaching, the same way we talk about upgrading the players, if upgrading in coaching is needed, hey, let's get it done. Like, let's upgrade the players and let's see what he can do with that upgrade. Now, if he still can't get it done with that upgrade, then it's like, okay, time to upgrade the coach as well. And you got to make that happen. It won't happen during the season, but you look forward to next season. Like, let's continue to upgrade and make this team the best that it can be.
Well, now Chris Forrester's defense, which I'm definitely not defending the guy. Mm-hmm. He gets the Spencer Burfords, Nick Zakells,
one of my favorite jokes.
Colton McKivitz. He gets the late round pick offensive lineman to work with most of the time. Yeah, exactly. You got Aaron Banks, right?
Yeah,
looked good his second year, and then he just kind of stayed at the same level. He didn't ascend
exactly.
like we all expected him to.
Exactly. And this year was a down year for him.
Make like a tree and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and this year was a down year for Aaron Banks. So it's like, okay, that ain't good. Yeah. Yes, Kenny was Back to the Future.
I thought it was make like a tree and leaf. But, I know.
That's the way the joke goes, but they changed it up.
So, what are you looking forward to most here? Tomorrow, here comes the franchise tag. All that will be done.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Tomorrow, franchise tag. Like I said, that's not something we use. We don't even have anyone to use it on. I mean, maybe Dre Greenlaw, but I don't think we'll do that, especially to Dre. He's been so important, and we know John loves him. I don't think that'll happen. So tomorrow will come and go. Next to free agents, like I said, they'll be looking to make that one free agent splash. I think an upgrade at center, an experienced center is needed unless they identified someone in the draft, but I haven't heard any high grades on centers in this draft. So I think you need someone like a Drew Dahlman, who you mentioned, to come in and solidify this thing. And like you mentioned, like we mentioned a few minutes ago, he and Brock could be together for the next decade.
Oh, they could be too. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And when it comes to centers in the draft, I mean, the best guy I think is ranked just over 100 on most people's lists.
Right. So
he's out of the top 100 players. That's
So like, is that someone you want to come in to solidify the center of your line? I don't think so. Especially,
is it someone that would start year one? No.
Right. Exactly. Key question right there. And I don't think so either. So unless he's a diamond in the rough, but I don't think so. So free agency, you sign that one key guy like they always do. Boom. We go into the new league year and start, negotiating things. I think they'll sign a couple of free agents like they always do, just to fill some positions. Like we need a few corners, maybe a safety. Who knows, right? You just sign guys to bring them in. We need depth.
We need some depth. I mean, I think we still have Odom under contract, right? But we have Jair Brown and Mustafa.
Yeah, that's it at the safety position. So I think they'll probably sign another one and draft a safety. So they'll do little things like that. It won't be anyone big. It'll be just, the
Hufanga.
the Rockiasins and who's the other guy we got?
Isaac
Yedem, those types. Like, that's what they do. So it'll be that. They'll be looking to sign Brock, like Kenny mentioned, and that's the range, the 46 to 51. We didn't talk about him, but that's kind of the range. That could go up to 55 because 55 is in that ballpark. That's what a lot of guys got.
So what is Trevor Lawrence's contract? Isn't that like 52, 53 or something like that?
Yeah. He's in the mid.
So then that would make Brock 55.
Yeah. Depends on how you look at it.
It's like you cannot count what Jerry Jones did with Dak. Jerry Jones is an idiot.
I say that all the time.
You cannot count that.
Yeah. Yeah. I say that all the time. That was a dumb move that everyone should just ignore and be like, hey, look at where everyone else is at. Everyone else is in between 50 and 55. So this is where we're going. And you go from there. Salary cap.
Kenny, Daniel Jones actually signed for $40 million a year.
Yeah.
I think Trevor Lawrence is at 52 or 53. I would have to look. That's just going off of memory. But like I've seen people actually comparing Dak and Brock. Oh, Dak is better. I heard someone say, I was like, who? This is a 49er fan. I was like, excuse me? Like, okay, let me give you a comparison. Brock, 3 seasons, 4-2 in the playoffs. Dak Prescott, 9 seasons, 2-5. Who's better?
Well, you just forget the record. Like, just look at the two. Look at how they play. Look how Brock takes care of the ball as opposed to Dak. Look how Brock can lead an offense as compared to Dak. Like, he's a better quarterback overall. Of course, Dak, has the bigger arm, and he has that stupid cachet of playing for the Cowboys. But, just comparing them as a quarterback, 13 is better than 4. It's that simple.
Cachet, is that like the things I delete off my browser? No. Oh, okay.
Yep. Every once in a while, you got to delete that cat. Yeah. So so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the draft.
Kenny, he's not though. That's the thing. Dak will get to the playoffs, but he's not going to be winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
And think about, like, the good QBs rise in the big moments, and playoffs are big moments, right? You win or you go home. That's all there is to it. And when you look at him in the playoffs, he has not risen to the occasion. It just hasn't happened.
Oh, Rob D, why'd you have to do it? That's that was his thing. I actually heard Cooper Rush doing it too. I was
it's a cowboy thing. It's like they teach it. It's a cowboy thing. It's just Dak really yells it out there. Here we go. Like, oh my gosh.
It makes me cringe every time I hear it. I'm like, oh, dude, like, seriously, think of something else.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I hear you, Rob. It's annoying.
Every freaking play, it's annoying. I agree.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And it's like they yell it out, and then, like, he throws a pick or he throws an incompletion. And it's like, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Yells it out. He throws a pick. It's like, yep, there you go.
Yep, there you go. Like, dude, they need to get something new. Maybe they got new coaching, new offensive coordinator, new offensive mind. Maybe that junk will go out the door, but who knows?
I hope so, considering how much they're on TV. I really hope so. But so another thing I had to point out though was Brock is only in his third season. He finished his third season.
Yep.
Doesn't even have 2.5 years starting experience.
Exactly. I was about to say that exact same thing. He's still a very young quarterback.
He's gonna get better. He's gonna get better. Last season, he did learn some lessons on what not to do.
Yeah.
But then again, he was under pressure, you know.
Not all the time. Come on now. He wasn't under pressure all the time. He had clean pockets. He did some things. Let's call it like it is. Mm-hmm. He himself had a bit of a sophomore slump. Okay, it wasn't all on the O-line. His play kind of went down a little bit as well. But that's kind of that sophomore slump thing. It's only his second full season starting. A little bit of a sophomore slump. Still a good season overall, but just not great. But like you said, he took those lumps, and he's a guy that learns from those lumps. Now going into year 3 here, fully healthy, full all-season program, full time with Kyle, doing all the good things, we should see him go up and get better. So it's very exciting from that standpoint.
Oh boy, we were middle of the pack, like statistically. You know, statistically, middle of the pack. But is what it is. You know, Kyle doesn't value or hasn't in the past. Let me say it that way, because we're about to see if that philosophy changes. Right? We're about to see that.
Well, it's kind of a thing because when he came here, we kind of had a solid O-line. Remember, Joe Staley was here, and I can't forget the big left guard. Well, what's his name? I forget. Like, it was solid. We just needed a center. And remember, that's what Kyle focused. He said, hey, my offense needs a good center. A good experienced center. And he went out and got Weston Richburg. And there was somebody before that, wasn't there? Who's the guy we got from the Saints?
I know Garland was Richburg's backup. I know that. I don't remember who that guy was the year before.
I don't know, but we got 2 experienced guys. He went out and got 2 experienced guys just at center because that's what we needed. That's what Kyle wanted. And somehow it's kind of going away from that. It's like, wait a minute. You said from day one, this is the most key important position on my offense, right? Especially on the O-line. We got to have that quality center. What happened to that? Where'd that go?
I don't know, but he ended up with Jake Brindle, so I wonder how he actually feels about that.
Yeah.
You know.
And, maybe that's the thing that's eat them up inside. Who knows?
What the heck, Kenny? Oh, him and Tommy. Now, so at this point in time, like in a week from today, tampering starts.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's only like a 2-day tampering period because that's the 10th. The new league year starts on the 12th, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So teams will be able to, sign and do all the fun stuff.
And that's also when teams will be cutting players, cap casualties.
Yep, you'll see cap casualties hit. And you'll hear announcements before then. They always, this guy is expected to get cut, like you already heard the Eagles. Well, I don't know if the Eagles flat out came and said it, but you heard the news that they plan on cutting Darius Slay. So you'll hear more of that, of how teams are going to be cutting people.
Well, they have Cooper Dijon, not the mustard. And why keep him around? Why keep Darius Slay around? You have a very good young corner right there.
Rookie salary.
Exactly.
These cap cuts are real.
But all right, Ty, you got anything else? I mean, you're going live with Mariah tonight, aren't you?
Oh, yep. I just noticed the time. Thank you for letting me know.
That's right. I've got to give you a break between, you know.
Daredevil Born Again starts tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm excited. Should be good. Disney production, Marvel production.
Oh, Disney production. Okay, I thought it was like one of those YouTube hold my beer videos.
No.
Oh,
we're talking a little Marvel thing. So yeah, Daredevil and Punisher.
okay.
Definitely, it's good stuff.
Well, you know the hold my beer thing. It either goes like south, hardcore, or it's the exact opposite. There is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. But no, we're off. Next week we'll be back, and we should be hearing more because free agency will be starting. We'll be hearing a lot of news, so we'll have even more good things to talk about. But hey, thanks for everybody for joining. We appreciate it. As always, stay faithful. And David, come on, take us home.
Hey, as Corey Davis says, go 49ers and F all 31 other teams.
See ya.